This is Diana Mahoney with the Global Medical News Network, reporting from the 25th Congress of Clinical Rheumatology in Destin, Florida. I'm speaking with Dr. David Isenberg, who is the director of the Center for Rheumatology in the Department of Medicine at University College in London, England. Dr. Isenberg spoke today about the British Society for Rheumatology Biologics Register, which is a large epidemiological study designed to monitor patients with rheumatoid arthritis who are receiving biologic drugs in the United Kingdom. Dr. Isenberg, the Biologics Register has been recruiting patients for more than 6 years. What have we learned from it about the safety and efficacy of the tumor necrosis factor alpha blockers?
Well, actually, it's been recruiting since 2001, so it's over 8 years, in fact. What we've learnt, I suppose, is that each of the three main drugs that we're studying are approximately equally effective. Around 75% of patients see a good response with the first TNF-alpha blocking drug that we see. In terms of the side effects, there have been one or two quite interesting but rather uncommon side effects observed recently, but by and large the side effect profile is pretty much what we would have expected, with the encouraging news that the concerns about cancer, there was a concern that there might be an increased risk of cancer, with the exception of skin problems, has not been seen in our patients. In fact, the trend is towards protecting against getting cancer. The other particularly encouraging news is that if you respond to a TNF-alpha blocking drug, we've shown that the frequency with which myocardial infarction is occurring is falling. So the news has been very encouraging. There are some interesting issues around switching and to what extent you might expect to get a good response from a patient who's failed the first TNF-alpha blocking drug. Again, some very interesting data is emerging from this study, but it would appear that something in the region of 50 to 60% of patients given the TNF-alpha blocking drug because the first one failed or caused side effects do seem to get benefits. So we're pretty encouraged by that.
The register is slated to continue enrolling until 2013.
That's correct,
I believe. So what are some of the questions that investigators hope to look at it through this time?
Well, the register was predicated on the cancer risk. We estimated, based on statistical advice received, that we'd need to study 4,000 patients compared to 4,000 controls. And the comparative controls are very important for us because they give us patients in a control group who have rheumatoid arthritis and who are active. Not perhaps quite as active as those requiring the TNF-alpha blockers, but nevertheless a very good comparative group. So we do not rely upon historical controls, in other words. We are looking obviously at cancer risk, we're looking at effectiveness, we're looking at other side effects. One particular one that's been of some interest is that a small number of patients, a few dozen patients, treated for their rheumatoid arthritis with a TNF-alpha blocker have developed psoriasis, and this was not expected. We assume that this is on the basis of a change in the cytokine profile, but we can't be absolutely certain about that. But nevertheless, the truth is that nobody knows what is going to happen to patients given TNF-alpha blocking drugs for very long periods of time, because nobody on the planet has had the TNF-alpha block for more than, let's say, 10 years. So we now have plans to extend the follow-up for individual patients by linkage to the cancer registers in the UK, and also by continuing contact with the consultants who are the specialists who are looking after these patients for much longer periods of time.
Thank you, Dr. Isenberg. This is Diana Mahoney with the Global Medical News Network.